Right now, more mask mandates are going into effect in Wisconsin and across the country. We'll let you know where you'll need to wear yours to get in.
Plus, you might be able to get some extra cash for some of your spare change. Why some banks are offering incentives for turning in your coins.
And our forecast is looking pretty dry here today across southern Wisconsin, but I'll tell you when you'll need that umbrella next in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, folks. Happy Monday. It is July 20th. We're glad you're joining us to start your work week. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Hey, starting today, face masks will be required inside all Rock County-run facilities. Buildings covered by the new mandate they include the Rock County Courthouse, the Job Center, and the Sheriff's Office. People who are not wearing masks will be given disposable ones before being allowed to enter.
Today marks 1 week since Dane County's mask order went into effect, and starting today, we're seeing more stores require masks to enter. Some of the big chains include Kohl's, Walmart, Sam's Club, Walgreens, Woodman's grocery stores will also start their requirement today. Pick and Save will add that requirement starting Wednesday. A Verona church, meanwhile, is petitioning Dane County to get a partial exemption to the mask mandate. Good Shepherd Lutheran Church says its elderly congregants have an easier time hearing when they can also read lips. Good Shepherd reached out to the county this week, requesting its preachers be exempt from the policy when delivering their virtual sermons.
We don't have, the capability to run a teleprompter, live underneath the sermon to transcribe our words at the same time. So just trying to figure out what that balance might look like.
Right now, the church is still choosing to stream its sermons online exclusively. No more than 10 staff members are in the space during the service. Should the county deny their request, they say they will continue to follow the mandate and don't have any plans to press the issue any further.
6:01, the U.S. could see more than 157,000 deaths because of coronavirus by the end of the first week of August. That comes from a new forecast released by the CDC. The ensemble prediction gives a range of nearly 150,000 deaths up to more than 168,000. The CDC predicts states in the coming weeks to record higher numbers of deaths, including places like Arizona, Florida, Oklahoma, and Texas. Now, that would be about 17,000 deaths in the next 18 days. Data from Johns Hopkins University shows more than 3.7 million cases across the country. Wisconsin health officials have confirmed 800 more cases of COVID in the past day. 10.3% of tests came back positive over the past 24 hours. That is up about 2.5% from Saturday. About 1 in 5 of the state's cases are still active. You may see some differences in our reporting of cases compared to other sources. DHS posts those daily numbers at 2 p.m. and then our newsroom will update those numbers throughout the day with additional cases reported by individual counties.
The FDA is authorizing COVID-19 pool testing for the first time. The move will allow multiple people to be tested at once. The agency announced that emergency use authorization for Quest Diagnostics on Sunday. That company can now test up to 4 people at once. The FDA commissioner says sample pooling is an important step that helps get COVID-19 tests to folks faster while preserving testing supplies. A UW Health research program joining the fight against COVID-19. The National Institutes for Health will use the so-called All of Us program at hospitals across the country, including here in Madison, to seek new insights into COVID-19. That research will take a look at antibody testing, mental health impacts, and other analysis. UW Health's All of Us program launched back in 2018.
The United Nations says for the first time in almost 30 years, they're seeing a drop in child vaccinations. The UN joins the WHO and UNICEF with the release of data that shows the, quote, alarming decline caused by the pandemic. NPR reports the drop is in kids' immunizations for diphtheria, tetanus, and the measles. 75% of countries say COVID-19 is causing disruptions in their vaccination programs. The WHO Director General says more children are being vaccinated than ever before, but we need to work to keep it that way. Health experts in the UK say junk food is the new tobacco. They're calling for heavily processed foods to be regulated like tobacco products were. This is to curb Britain's obesity crisis. According to The Guardian, some of the restrictions they're proposing include limits on supermarket promotions, banning fast food places near schools, and no advertisements for junk food before 9 p.m. This comes as the country's prime minister prepares to declare a war on obesity. Currently, about 64% of English adults are overweight.
6:04 your time on this Monday. Miss Hattie McLean has 3 things to know to start your work week. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Lee and Chris. Yeah, we're off to a pretty nice start this morning. A mild start today and at least a brief break from the humidity. Boy, it was humid over the weekend. Definitely going to feel a little bit better today. Some storms are back in the forecast for tomorrow, but it is, of course, July, and in the summer here in Wisconsin, the heat and humidity are never too far away. We're looking at pretty hot conditions again as we head towards the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look at what's happening right now. This cold front has passed through the area. It'll be the focus for the potential for some showers and thunderstorms heading eastward today. Our main weather feature, though, is this area of high pressure coming out of Canada. That's going to steer all of these storms that you see forming across Nebraska, moving into Iowa. It'll steer them around southern Wisconsin today. So our forecast is dry, at least through the daytime hours. Sun is up now. Skies are mostly clear. We have a great start to the day. Take a look at weather track and you'll see from time to time some passing clouds. As we go into the afternoon, I do expect those clouds to build back into the area. 66 is our current temperature reading here in Madison. A little bit cooler to the north, 58 in the Dells and 57 in Camp Douglas. That probably feels pretty nice this morning. Take a look at our future track wind speeds. Light from the northwest right now, and as we go through the day with high pressure building in, not expecting those wind speeds to increase at all. They'll stay light, less than 10 miles an hour right through the afternoon into the evening. So here's a look at your Metro Futurecast. We're looking at temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 70s by lunchtime. Light west wind, as I mentioned, and partly sunny skies. A few more clouds may be moving in, especially later on in the afternoon. It'll still be warm today with a high of 82, but those humidity levels will be much lower. Humidity returns tomorrow, as do the showers and thunderstorms. A chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday, then dry conditions on Wednesday. Heading towards the end of the week, we are going to warm things up again. I have a forecast high of 90 by this coming Saturday.
Ooh, all right. Thank you very much, Hattie. 6:06 now. Developing this morning, U.S. Marshals and the FBI are investigating a shooting at the home of a federal judge in New Jersey. Officers say the gunman appeared to be wearing a FedEx uniform when he went up to the door of Judge Esther Salas's house. Her son opened the door. He was shot and killed. Her husband was critically wounded. Judge Salas was not hurt. She was in the basement at the time. Her husband is a defense attorney. It's not clear right now if either of them was targeted in the attack. Police are still searching for that gunman this morning.
Also developing, a man dead, 8 others injured after a shooting in Washington, D.C. Police say 3 men dressed in black and gray opened fire in what appears to be a targeted shooting. Unclear, though, if the victims are innocent bystanders or somehow involved. 2 people are in critical condition. In Fitchburg this morning, police are still trying to identify a gunman after a weekend shooting. It happened early Sunday morning on Sentinel Pass near the Arboretum. 1 person was shot and had serious non-life-threatening injuries. Police are looking for a man between 20 and 30 years old, 6'3", slender build, long braided hair. They're also looking for another man who was at the scene around the same time, same age, bald, has tattoos on his forehead. The 2 were in a dark sedan, a newer model Chevy Impala. Anyone with information regarding these men or the shooting should call Fitchburg Police.
Lawmakers are working to bring a bill to the Senate floor this morning to honor the life of the late John Lewis. House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn is calling on President Trump to pass a bill to restore part of the Voting Rights Act, something Congressman Lewis fought for decades. The bill would restore voter protections that were gutted by a Supreme Court decision back in 2013. Senator Patrick Leahy says he plans on taking that bill to the floor this week and naming it after Lewis. Democrats also expected to name a nominee today for Lewis's spot on the ballot this November. Lewis served Georgia's 5th congressional district since he was first elected back in 1986. The congressman passed away Friday at the age of 80 after a brief battle with pancreatic cancer.
New ads from the president's re-election campaign are targeting TikTok. They popped up on Facebook. They accuse the Chinese app of spying on Americans. The ads include a link to a survey asking Americans if they believe TikTok should be banned in the U.S. They refer to research that claims that the app is accessing data from what iPhone users copy and paste. TikTok's chief security officer says that there is legitimate reason for them to access that data. Earlier this month, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said that the U.S. is considering a ban of the app for security purposes. South Korea also at odds with TikTok this morning. The country is fining the app $186 million for illegally selling children's data. An investigation conducted last year found that TikTok was in violation of local privacy laws and did not inform users that their data was being sent out. TikTok says they hold themselves to the highest standards of privacy and are working to improve those standards further.
Twitter says hackers may have the personal data of some accounts targeted in last week's attack. That data could include private personal messages, among other things. 45 accounts were compromised, including some high-profile targets like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Barack Obama, even Joe Biden. Twitter, the FBI, and Congress are all currently investigating how that hack happened. And something to keep an eye on as you check your social media feeds this morning. Take a look at this. This is a letter claiming to be from the CDC. It says the CDC does not recommend the use of 3 types of face masks, the N95, surgical, or cloth masks. We, of course, know that's not true. This is a fake letter. If you go to the CDC's website, you will find a number of resources that encourage the use of those masks. We've talked a lot about that on the show, so important to note when that stuff is fake. Call it out, be aware.
Check your sources. I think that's the lesson to learn. Like, verify the information, know where it's coming from. If it's a reputable news organization that's sharing it, that's one thing. But if it's hard to find out where the information came from, that's a big red flag.
Just because it's on Facebook doesn't mean it's true. All right, 6:10 now, and coming up, if you've got some loose change laying around, could be worth more than what you think. We're going to tell you why banks are looking to pay you extra for those coins.
And a former Badger among NFL players this morning expressing their concerns about the league's plan to start training camps as the COVID-19 pandemic continues. That's just ahead. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
What do you think of when you hear custom built in the USA? Superior quality, skilled craftsmanship, built to last? At Renewal by Andersen, our windows are custom built in the USA. That's something each and every one of us is proud of. We're proud of what we do, and we're proud of where we do it. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranties starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
It was a dark night in drive-thru land. The people had grown tired of greasy burgers and gut bombs. But then, 3 heroes emerged. Their savory sauces brought courage. Their juicy tomatoes brought might. Their roast chicken brought the taste of roast chicken. They were called Arby's New Market Fresh Wraps. And everyone ate happily ever after at the end. Arby's, we have the meat.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you. I'm possible at Herzing.
Welcome back. The Madison Concourse Hotel, the latest local business to make cuts to its workforce during the pandemic. The hotel permanently laid off 125 employees. In a letter, the company credits a loss of business from gathering size restrictions and unanticipated event cancellations. Maggie Kerrigan says she was shocked to lose her job after spending 2 years with the company.
Felt like I was being able to grow with them. I felt like I was going up, working with them. I started out as a supervisor and then became an assistant manager, and I felt like I was moving up, and then to just get shot down and all of a sudden, sorry, no, you're gone.
The hotel says if business improves, there's a possibility employees could be asked to come back, but they shouldn't count on it.
It's a shame. That's where I proposed to my wife.
Is it really?
Yeah, the Concourse Hotel many years ago. Hopefully they can bounce back. The nationwide coin shortage caused by the coronavirus pandemic isn't letting up. Now some of the country's biggest retailers are asking customers to pay with exact change only. That includes CVS, Walmart, and Kroger. Some are asking shoppers to let them round up to the nearest dollar, and then the store will donate the extra money to charity. A chain of banks across the state is offering to buy your spare change to help that shortage out. Listen to this. Community State Bank's coin buyback program will give you $5 for every $100 in change you bring in. Pretty good deal. It's good at any of their 7 locations. The closest one's in Lake Geneva, so it's a bit of a hike. Even if you don't bank there, you can still take your change in. There is a limit, though. The max bonus you can get is $500.
Ooh.
The bank says the program will continue as long as there is a need.
Do you have $100 in coins laying around? Maybe.
Close.
Check the couch.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, but probably not. You?
No, definitely not. There'll be a lot of change, a lot of jingling in my pocket.
We might have a jug of coins somewhere. All right, if you eat at Taco Bell a lot, here's some big news for you. Taco Bell is going to change its menu next month. All right. Don't shoot the messenger here. This is going to reflect how the restaurant's operating during the pandemic. So they're going to get rid of the grilled steak soft tacos, the 7-layer burrito, as well as a few specialty and snack items. It's adding a beef burrito for $1 and a $5 grande nachos box. Since focus groups aren't possible right now, the change says it used drive-through taste testers to try out the new items.
Our producer Jake said the quesarito also leaving. Not a menu item I'm familiar with, but
one thing Taco Bell does differently than anybody else is come up with the most unique names for their
Very
products.
True. Cheap, too.
Their quesaritos.
Pretty impressive.
Come on.
Delta says it will enforce its mask requirement more strictly starting today. It says people who can't cover their faces for medical reasons should consider staying home. If they do want to fly, Delta will require those passengers to complete a phone health screening first before they're allowed to board without a face covering.
Yeah. Have you flown yet since the pandemic started?
I have not. I don't anticipate doing that. We decided to drive out west to be a little bit safer.
Yeah.
Would you get on a plane right now?
I'm just not comfortable with it yet, especially with the kids. You know, because the kids, they touch everything. It's hard for them to keep their hands to themselves.
I'm 30 years old and I'm touching everything. I'm not getting on a plane.
No, that's funny. That's funny. All right, it's time to check in with Hattie, who's out on the Hattie-O patio. How's it feeling out there, Hattie?
It's actually pretty nice outside this morning, guys. We have very comfortable conditions. Sunshine is up this morning. Our current temperature is 66 here in Madison. Just the light northwest wind. That northerly component to the wind is helping us dry out a bit. Dew points have fallen into the lower 60s. Take a look at DEWPOINT, and again, all around southern Wisconsin, things are dry, but some showers and thunderstorms are beginning to move through western Iowa at this hour. You can see, though, that they're going to start to move more to the east-southeast than straight east. So this rain is going to skirt around us through the day today. No risk for severe weather and a dry forecast for southern Wisconsin today. Now tomorrow, we do have a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but a pretty low risk for severe thunderstorm activity tomorrow. And that's mainly northwest of Madison. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Take a look at the start time. We're starting this at 11 p.m. tonight, so it's going to be dry through the day. Overnight tonight, there is a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, especially towards early tomorrow morning. And then on and off rain activity is possible through the day on Tuesday. Still may see some showers and thunderstorms through the evening hours, so keep that in mind for outdoor plans later tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll start to dry out by Wednesday morning. Here's a look at our forecast. A little bit more detail on that humidity coming up in just a couple of minutes. It's not bad today, but you know that in July, that humidity is never very far away.
Yeah, that relief wasn't going to last long. We all knew that.
No, enjoy it today.
Will do. Thanks, Addie. NFL players are questioning the league's plans to keep players safe in the upcoming season. Several players, including Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson, shared their concerns on Twitter. Their posts mirrored concerns raised by the Players Association last week. According to the Washington Post, the NFL and the NFLPA have agreed on some protocols for safety, but still have not set terms for face shields or how often players will be tested for the virus. The NFL declined to respond to the tweets. A league insider tells the Post, though, that they are working on the unresolved issues.
All right, if you're missing your local movie theater, all that buttered popcorn, why not bring the big screen excitement to your home or backyard? Consumer Reports just finished testing mini projectors to help you set up a family movie night at home. Mini projectors are a fun way to get that drive-in movie feeling right at home. It's an activity CR tech editor Jim Wilcox and his family enjoy doing together.
When it's nice outside, my wife, son, and I can set up the projector, make some popcorn, and then have a fun family movie night.
CR just finished testing mini projectors, ranging in price from around $100 to $500.
In general, we found you get what you pay for, both in terms of image quality and features.
The projector with the best overall picture quality in CR's test is this model from LG.
It also has some useful features like Bluetooth and wireless mirroring, which lets you send video directly to the projector from a smartphone or a tablet.
The LG has a built-in TV tuner, so you can connect an antenna and get free over-the-air broadcast television.
We did find one bargain in the bunch, the AXA Pico projector. It's a very compact, no-frills model, and it had decent picture quality and better than expected sound.
Since many mini projectors don't have great sound, you'll want to consider adding an external speaker or a sound bar. And when it comes to setting up your backyard movie night, you'll also need a screen. There are portable ones with built-in stands or even blow-up models if you plan to do movie nights all summer long. Or you could do what Jim did.
You can also use a light-colored wall or even a plain white sheet like I did. Just pull it tight so there are no wrinkles.
And before you know it, you've got that movie theater feel right at home. All right, CR says, like home theater models, these mini projectors do need a dark environment. You won't really be able to see your movie in a brighter room or outdoors during daylight, especially with larger picture sizes. We talked about this earlier. Your wife really wanted you to do this, but are you ever awake after sunset?
On this shift, it would be tough. We go to bed when the sun is still up, you know?
Yeah.
And the bugs. You got to deal with the bugs outside, see if you can nip those in the bud.
Basement or bust.
There you go. Yeah.
Solution for everything.
Still ahead. So a lot of people with the coronavirus are only spreading it to a few people, if any at all. But there are people out there who are spreading it at a much higher rate.
Plus, violence escalating in Portland, Oregon this morning, why federal security committees are calling for an investigation. That's when News 3 Now this morning continues.
Stanton Optical is open, and we're here to help. Your health and safety are our first priority. At Stanton Optical, you can get 2 pair of glasses as low as $59.95, including a free same-day telehealth eye exam. We're here for you. Find your nearest store at StantonOptical.com.
Summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin in 10 minutes with Plexiderm.
Oh my God. I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. And it works in 10 minutes. Plus, the results last up to 10 hours. And best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions. Nothing works like this.
We were away on vacation. If you go down to the islands, they always want to take you in a booth and put some stuff on you. And my husband said, boy, that stuff really works. and I said, I washed this off hours ago. This is Plexiderm. This is what works.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, oh, Dad, did you get a haircut? And I said, no, I tried this Plexiderm product out. Oh, you look so much younger. I said, oh, thank you.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing under-eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. The science is incredible, but the results are even better.
Yeah, this looks really good. All these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. That's like so full of myself.
I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. It's time to find new roads again.
Those look really nice. And you can get 2 pairs as low as $59.95, plus a free eye exam.
That's such a good deal. I can't take it anymore. It is I, Macula.
Yeah, we know.
Unbeatable prices without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam, as low as $59.95.
All right, we're back at 6:25, checking in with Hattie, because, I mean, we have a bit of relief in the forecast, not quite as humid.
That's optimistic.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We get a one-day break from the heat and humidity. Gomer's probably pretty happy about that in Lodi.
Oh, Gomer.
With the paper plate, 80 degrees at 3 o'clock. There will be some more clouds moving in, but at least for our furry friends and the rest of us, it's not going to be as humid.
Okay. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Medical bills. Missed time at work. Life-changing injuries. Household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Growing up in Wisconsin, you know that our traditions help define us. That's why so many of us choose EdVest, Wisconsin's $529 college savings plan. Getting started online is quick and easy. And even if your kids are blowing out more and more candles, EdVest is a great way to prepare for the cost of higher education that will be here before you know it. Contribute at edvest.com to take advantage of the 2020 Wisconsin state tax deduction.
Joe Biden has never been president for some very good reasons.
And where did you place in that class?
One of them is still breathtaking years later.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Really, Joe?
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Joe Biden. Unsuited then, unsuited now.
Restoration PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
The future of your student's classroom and school security. We're breaking down some of the decisions that could come out of the Madison School Board's special meeting tonight.
Relatively cool today, but we still have 90s in the forecast. All the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday, July 20th. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchad. We're so glad you're waking up with us. To the headlines this morning, Madison School Board meets later tonight with still a lot to be done for the district's virtual start to the school year.
Teachers want to make sure they'll be able to be safe when they eventually are asked to go back into the classroom. And one of the items on tonight's agenda is possible hazard pay for staff members. It's part of the final round of employee handbook recommendations. The new section says the district could give hazard pay for extraordinary circumstances like a public health emergency. The district would decide what would be considered extraordinary circumstances and how much employees could get for being asked to work through them.
Another item on the agenda, creating an ad hoc committee to come up with options for replacing school resource officers at the city's 4 high schools. Board members Gloria Reyes and Savion Castro have been recommended to co-chair the committee. Other members include 3 students, 2 parents, 3 community members, 1 security staff member, and 2 high school staff members. The board will vote on those members at its meeting tonight.
As entire families continue to stay quarantined, access to the internet has become a lifeline. But for many low-income Latinos and their children, getting access to the service is challenging. Before the pandemic, 57% of Hispanic adults say they owned a computer compared to 82% of white families. Advocates worry the digital divide between Latinos and their white peers will only get worse with classes going online. When the pandemic started, nearly 40% of Latinos had access to broadband. 32% didn't have a computer.
A new tool is showing just how likely it is for you to be exposed to someone who has COVID-19 across the country. Researchers at Georgia Tech came up with this. This is the risk event assessment planning tool. You can go on the website and choose your event size. We chose an event with 100 people this morning. So if you went to a bar, a store, or a gathering with that many people in Dane County, there's an 88% chance that at least one person would have COVID-19. In Rock County, it's slightly lower at 80%. For almost all counties, the risk decreases as the event size gets smaller and increases when more people are present.
The U.S. now has more than 3.7 million confirmed cases of COVID-19. Most people who have the virus spread it to only a few people or no one at all. But new studies show a small group of people are spreading it at much higher rates. According to the Washington Post, researchers estimate roughly 10% of infected people could be responsible for 80% of all cases. They're called super spreaders. A lot is still unknown about how they spread the virus. From what scientists know so far, the spread happens in indoor spaces with poor ventilation and less room for social distancing. Wisconsin likely won't be getting any more money from the federal government to fight coronavirus under a new aid package. Top congressional Republicans plan to meet with President Trump today to discuss a new $1 trillion plan. It doesn't include any additional funding for states, though. Axios reports the proposal is expected to include increased funds to schools so they can prepare for reopening, liability protection for schools and businesses, and an extension of the Paycheck Protection Program, as well as increased funding for COVID-19 testing. More virus aid, however, reportedly isn't something President Trump wants to support. The Washington Post reports his administration has been pushing to block new money for testing and contract tracing in that $1 trillion relief bill. And the administration is also trying to block billions of dollars from going to the CDC. GOP senators support allocating the money to the organization. That bill will likely be the last major COVID-19 relief bill before the November election.
If President Trump loses his re-election bid in November, he won't commit to accepting the results.
Are you a good loser?
I'm not a good loser. I don't like to lose. I don't lose too often. I don't like to lose.
But are you gracious?
You don't know until you see. It depends. I think mail-in voting is going to rig the election. I really do.
Are you suggesting that you might not accept the results of the election?
I have to see. Look, Hillary Clinton asked me the same thing.
No, I asked you the same thing in the debate.
President Trump made those comments in an interview with Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday. In that interview, you hear him say mail-in voting would rig the election. There is currently no evidence that mail-in voting is fraudulent or has ever led to systematic abuse. A Fox News poll, meanwhile, shows him trailing Joe Biden by about 8% with a 3% margin of error.
All right, Hattie McClain, and now with a check of your forecast. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Chris and Leah. We're looking at the temperature trend as we go through the week. It's Monday. What can you expect for the rest of the week? Well, relatively normal conditions to start the week, which is good news. By the upcoming weekend, though, we're back to around 90 degrees. So another hot weekend is forecast for southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are expected to stay a little bit above normal, though, even as we head into the middle of next week. So our warm weather trend continues. Here's a look at that upper air weather pattern. That cool air locked well off to our north. The main track of the jet stream right across Wisconsin right now, but as we go through the week, that is going to change. That bubble of high pressure, or the ridge of high pressure out to the west, is going to work its way into the midsection of the country, and you'll see a jet stream move to our north. That'll allow for hazy, hot, and humid conditions to return as we head towards the upcoming weekend, and it looks like that will stay the case as we head right into the first part of next week. Now, the main track of the storms will be north of us, but there will be a few chances here and there for some showers and thunderstorms. Definitely not this morning, though. Take a live look outside from our Edgewater sky camera. Skies are completely clear right now. Great view of the sun shining on downtown Madison. High pressure is building in from our north. That is really going to steer all of this rain activity in Nebraska, western parts of Iowa. It'll go around southern Wisconsin for today. This area of high pressure is going to keep us dry. We're looking at temperatures in the 50s and 60s. A few spots the 50s well to the north. 57 in Camp Douglas. In the Dells, though, you're back to 61. Still at 66 here in Madison. Our future track forecast through the day today calls for some sunshine this morning, back into the mid to upper 70s by lunchtime. For the afternoon, we may see some more clouds start to spread into southern Wisconsin. Note, though, that we are going to stay dry. No rain falling from these clouds just yet. There will be chances for rain, though, over the coming days. On Tuesday, a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. The humidity is going to return as well. And then we really heat things up for the weekend. Again, we had some close to 90 this past weekend. We'll be right back there for the next weekend.
Seems like it's always timing out for the weekends. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Thanks, Addie. 6:36. New video this morning showing unidentified federal officers in Portland beating up a 53-year-old Navy veteran with a baton, then pepper spraying him. This is from over the weekend here. Chris David says he came to the protest to ask officers a simple question and was then answered with this beating. He stood up and walked away when it was over before flipping the officers off. He went to sit on a bench, unable to see, and was helped by a field medic. The officers fractured David's hand, which will need surgery. This kind of violence has escalated in recently in Portland, where protesters have now been demonstrating more than 50 days since the death of George Floyd. Now, chairs for several federal security committees are demanding an investigation into using the federal agents in the city. They include the chairs of the House Oversight, Judiciary, and Homeland Security committees. As we've been reporting, soldiers like the ones you saw in that video are in the streets without name tags or organization identification. They've been caught on video taking protesters into unidentified rental cars and away from protests. Something similar could soon play out in Milwaukee. Listen to this. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows says a new wave of federal intervention will be rolled out this week. In his interview with Fox News, Meadows says that this could include cities like Portland, Chicago, and Milwaukee. It is unclear if federal agents will be sent or how it would help improve safety in those cities.
Meanwhile, today could be Milwaukee Police Chief Alfonso Morales' last day on the job. The Milwaukee Fire and Police Commission will talk about the chief's future at their meeting tonight. Over the past few days, there have been calls to fire the chief, while supporters have also rallied around him. Protesters say they want a chief who will hold other officers accountable and be non-biased when it comes to justice. The city's police union backs Morales, but believes he could be fired as soon as today. Now, Morales spoke at a law enforcement event for fallen officers over the weekend. He says police are being criticized because of the uniform they wear. He thanked everyone for their support, saying it's needed when morale is so low. The commission does have the sole authority to remove Morales. It would not need approval from the Milwaukee City Council.
Developing this morning, a shooter on the loose accused of shooting and killing the 20-year-old son of a federal judge, as well as shooting her husband. It happened in North Brunswick at U.S. District Judge Esther Salas's home. The gunman pretended to be a delivery driver. Judge Salas is okay. She was in the basement at the time. Her husband is recovering in surgery. He's a defense attorney. The FBI is investigating and doesn't know if either of them were targeted. Well, we are waking up to some milder temperatures out there. A little cooler than what we saw over the weekend. That nice weather won't last too long, though. Hattie's tracking the next chance for thunderstorms coming up in her forecast.
And quality time with your kids, something all parents cherish, but sometimes it can be a little much. What a child psychologist says you can do to get some much-needed alone time without causing conflict. That's when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
Attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention e-cigarette users. The use of e-cigarette vaping devices such as Juul has been linked to serious health effects, especially in teens and young adults. If you or your child used a vaping device and suffered lung damage, seizures, nicotine poisoning, addiction, or any other serious health problem, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call 1-800-624-9726. That's 1-800-624-9726.
So if we're going to spend a third of our lives sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the Super 7-Day sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus 4 years, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate the newest arrival at Denver Mattress, come in and test out the outrageously comfortable Casper mattress and accessories. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
The Leadership Development Program is designed for people who at some point intend to become supervisors. It would open the doors for you for a lot of different types of positions where you're going to have people reporting to you. The number one reason I would say students should come to Blackhawk Tech is that they're going to get a great education from great instructors who understand, make the learning more applicable to them, a real quality education at a very reasonable cost.
Gobin Cars Grand Opening Sale, beautiful Middleton. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
That's right. Buy 2017 Nissan Sentras and Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
Gobin Cars is selling 2018 Kia Fortes for only $89.95 or $149 per month.
Hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Gobin.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
At Papa Murphy's, we need seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
On the next Live at 4, do you feel like you've run out of things to watch while trying to stay home? Our Will Loper will have a look at what to watch and what to avoid on the streaming platforms.
Trust us to get it right. These storms are capable of producing some heavy rain and maybe some hail.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way. We have an alert day in the forecast for this evening for strong to possibly severe thunderstorms, hail, high winds, perhaps even an isolated tornado can't be ruled out.
And your family's safety is on the line. You need to seek shelter immediately.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now.
All right, many of us have been quarantining and social distancing for 4 months now.
Is that all? Because it feels like about 4 years.
2 years, maybe?
Yeah.
4.
You know, for some families, you know, being all together all the time, it can cause some issues. Amanda Quintana has more in this week's Time for Kids.
Last week, we spoke about the silver lining families are finding with more time to spend together because of the pandemic. They're getting creative with ways to enjoy each other's company. But sometimes that time can be too much. Child psychologist Dr. Kathleen Hipke says we all need a break. We all need some time alone. For many, this months-long routine is becoming difficult. She says quality time is great, but too much can cause conflict.
Having maybe, if there's two parents, one parent be on while the other, sort of is off duty, whether they're working or taking care of some other things or just taking care of themselves for a little while. But building in some rhythms that allow for downtime away from the group can be really important.
If your family is beginning to go out more with friends and other family members, she recommends having important discussions about your family's comfort and risk by seeing others. What are you comfortable with? Wearing masks, only meeting outside? She said it's okay if you're not ready for a gathering, but it's important to set the expectations and talk to your friends about what precautions they're taking and be honest about your comfort level before meeting up.
Amanda, thank you. New research this morning finds coronavirus patients are more likely to survive if they're treated at bigger hospitals. This new study, it's the first to look at hospital mortality rates across the U.S. WBUR in Boston reports patients in smaller hospitals had more than 3 times the chance of dying than patients in larger hospitals. These smaller clinics have fewer than 50 ICU beds and less resources in general.
That is interesting. 644, Hattie, anything on the radar this morning?
Not around here, and that's good news. We have a pretty quiet start to the day. I'm keeping my eye on some showers and thunderstorms well off to our south and west, but you can see the trend now with those lightning strikes moving off more to the east-southeast than straight east. So we don't have to worry about that cluster of thunderstorms moving into southern Wisconsin today. The severe weather outlook again around the area and well around southern Wisconsin. Our forecast is actually dry. Here's a look at our Future Track forecast model, though, starting tonight. Note the start time, 9 p.m. today. We'll stay dry through the day, but overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, there will be a chance for some showers and thunderstorms to spread across the Badger State. It's not going to be a complete washout tomorrow, but there could be some brief heavy rain. And those showers and thunderstorms are expected to taper off by Wednesday. Here's a look at total precipitation. Still looking like the Northwoods would receive the most precipitation with over an inch possible. Lighter amounts expected here in the southern part of the state. Today, our temperatures will climb through the 70s, back into the low 80s this afternoon. Should be able to enjoy a bit of a nicer day today with lower humidity levels. We will talk about that dew point trend, though, and tell you when it's going to creep back up here for the region.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. 6:46 now. If you want to buy alcohol from a bar or a restaurant in New York, you're going to have to make a food order as well.
Yeah, it's a new rule there. So bars are getting pretty creative to comply. Lafayette Brewing and Distilling Company in Buffalo is out with a $1 menu. Listen to this. They'd offer 1 cracker or 1 piece of cheese.
Okay.
They got busted for this, though, not really in compliance with the new rules. So they had to increase their portion sizes. Another bar was selling Dum Dum suckers for a penny. It's since been replaced with crackers. Governor Andrew Cuomo says the rule is in place to limit the amount of socializing that's been happening at bars.
So I pointed out that menu earlier, that it had a single grape for $1. The other option was smallest piece of cheesecake in New York for $1.
That sounds like a very tiny piece of cheesecake.
Sold, though. Cheesecake, sure.
Yeah, hey, why not? Those crackers and cheese and meat, that looks good.
We're hungry.
Yeah, I'm starving. Coming up in the sprint, unemployment benefits could be ending if lawmakers can't come to an agreement this week. We'll tell you when you can see your last check.
But first, it's July 20th. We want to say happy birthday to Brooklyn and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
Coast 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At SHOPKO Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're SHOPKO Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 50% off frames with any lens purchase.
I am crushing this to-do list.
Let me see. Smart home upgrade? Home gym?
Check.
What about the window, siding, and doors?
Cross something important off your list. Free installation.
installation on all windows, siding, and doors. And no interest for 1 year. The biggest sale of the year is here.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for SHOPKO.
I'm here.
Auntie's here.
Hey, Mom and Dad here.
Shall we begin?
Together, nothing can keep us apart. That's why U.S. Cellular is building powerful 5G coverage that works inside and out. And now, get $700 off the latest phones. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
On GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you? Smile. Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
Day trips are better than daydreams.
Alexa, lock the front door.
Locking. Experience the joy of a bigger world in a highly connected Lexus vehicle. Visit your local Lexus dealer in person or online for exceptional offers at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2020 UX 250 Hybrid all-wheel drive for $309 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Welcome back. Just about 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
And we start with the latest coronavirus numbers from DHS. While the number of confirmed cases has stayed level at around 800 each day over the weekend, the percentage of positive cases is increasing. You can see that play out right here on this graph. 10.3% of new tests came back positive yesterday, up 7.9% from Saturday. 21% of the state's 42,000 confirmed cases are still active. 24% of the state's ICU beds are available.
If you plan on going to any county-run buildings in Rock County today, you'll need to bring a mask. A new mask mandate now in effect there. It impacts buildings like the Rock County Courthouse, Job Center, and Sheriff's Office. Employees will give you a disposable mask if you come without one.
It's been a week since Dane County's mask mandate went into effect, and now we're seeing more national chain stores follow suit. Today, chains like Kohl's, Walmart, Lowe's, and Walgreens will require a mask. Kroger grocery stores and Home Depot will implement theirs starting Wednesday. Target will ask all customers to wear masks starting August 1st.
Starting today, France will start enforcing its own mask mandate. The face coverings will be required at any indoor public places. Axios reports anybody not following the law will be fined around $150. Getting on a plane without a mask means getting a medical screening for one airline. Delta will now require the screenings for passengers who don't wear face coverings for health reasons. The airline is asking those folks to reconsider flying altogether as the pandemic continues. The airline says it's an added layer of protection for their customers already wearing masks. If you aren't wearing a mask and don't have a medical reason, you could be banned from future flights.
Madison School Board set to meet tonight. One of the items on the agenda is possible hazard pay for staff. It's part of a final round of employee handbook recommendations. The new section says the district could give hazard pay for extraordinary circumstances like a public health emergency. The district would decide what would be considered extraordinary circumstances and how much employees could get for being asked to work through them.
Another item on the agenda, creating an ad hoc committee to come up with options for replacing school resource officers at the 4 high schools. Board members Gloria Reyes and Savion Castro have been recommended to co-chair the committee. Other members include 3 students, 2 parents, 3 community members, 1 security staff member, and 2 2 high school staff members. The board will vote on those members at their meeting tonight.
COVID-19 unemployment benefits could run out at the end of the week if lawmakers can't come to an agreement on a new stimulus package. The $600 weekly payments technically don't expire until July 31st, but this coming week will be the last week they're paid since payments are only provided for weeks ending on Saturday or Sunday. The new $1 trillion plans will be discussed by Republicans and the president today.
More virus aid reportedly isn't something President Trump wants to support in that stimulus plan. The Washington Post reports his administration has been pushing to block new money for testing and contact tracing in the package. The administration also trying to block billions from going to the CDC. GOP senators, though, support allocating that money to the organization. The bill will likely be the last major COVID-19 relief bill before the November election.
Today could be Milwaukee Police Chief Alfonso Morales' last day on the job. The Milwaukee Fire and Police Commission will talk about the chief's future at their meeting tonight. Over the past few days, there have been calls for his firing. Supporters have also rallied around him. Protesters say they want a chief who will hold officers accountable and be non-biased when it comes to justice. The city's police union backs Morales, but believes he could be fired as soon as today.
A shooter is on the loose this morning, accused of killing the 20-year-old son of a federal judge and shooting her husband. It happened in North Brunswick at U.S. District Judge Esther Salas's home. The gunman apparently pretended to be a delivery driver. Judge Salas wasn't hurt. She was in the basement at the time. Her husband is recovering from surgery. He's a defense attorney. The FBI is investigating to figure out if either of them were targeted in the attack.
A man facing charges after police say he robbed a Willie Street Cafe yesterday morning at gunpoint. Police say Nathaniel Homestead robbed Ground Zero Coffee around 11 o'clock. He ran off with cash. He was later spotted just a few blocks away at B.B. Clark Beach changing his clothes. Homestead was eventually arrested in a backyard on Spade Street. He's facing an armed robbery charge and a charge for having a gun as a felon.
And on this Monday morning, we're starting with mostly clear skies here across southern Wisconsin. Just a few high-level clouds in the area right now. Temperatures are starting to climb already. 68 here in Madison, up to 63 in the Dells, and in Janesville and Platteville, it's 64 degrees. Dew points are in the low 60s right now in most spots and expected to remain relatively low, especially when you compare to what we had this weekend. So you're not going to notice the humidity as much today. It'll be a little more comfortable. Your day planner temperature top at 82 with an increase in the clouds for the afternoon. Rain chances are back into the area overnight tonight into Tuesday morning, and then there's the potential for a few showers and thunderstorms on and off through the day on Tuesday. Temperatures are expected to warm through the week with pretty mild or pretty hot and humid conditions rather by the upcoming weekend. Looks like we'll be close to 90 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. Humidity will be high. Temperatures stay above normal even as we head through much of next week.
All right, Hattie. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Join us back here tomorrow morning.